Tell me why and what Inspirational Women means to you.
I think it's just having the opportunity to get to meet some amazing women, and not necessarily all from real estate, some different walks of life. And there's that old adage, you never know what it's like behind closed doors in someone's life. And I think it's really quite humbling for somebody else to let you into their domain and open themselves up to their trials, their tribulations, how they got to where they are, what made them who they are, how they see that going forward. And if you could learn from that, I think that as I've got older, I think I really appreciate the sisterhood, without that being a bit cliched. I appreciate the sisterhood of having peers of women who I could look up to, I could aspire to be like, and that would encourage me to want to be the best that I could be. And giving your time is nothing in the scheme of things, because I think you get so much more out of it. I feel like actually I'm the benefactor of them giving their time, their stories and their life to me.
What do you think the speakers actually get out of being a part of the program?
I think in the first instance it's probably absolute fear. I think the fact that you put all of us under the spotlight, I think actually helps us to grow and flourish. But I think at the end of it, I think the women get freedom. They've probably held on to some of those things which are actually quite personal. We've listened to some of our speakers. They perhaps never voiced those things because they probably felt nobody actually wanted to hear that, and that perhaps they were unworthy of being heard. And I think perhaps that gives them strength, empowerment, sleepless nights before they have to do it, a few tears on the actual days when they're speaking, because it is quite raw for some of our speakers in what they're telling us and sharing with us, things that we wouldn't know. You see these amazing women, successful, charismatic, they look amazing, they speak beautifully, and then they tell you their life. And you think, wow, so it's not just me.
What do you think the audience gets out of the Inspirational Women events?
I think before you've listened to somebody, you automatically judge on what you see. And it's quite easy. You can never judge a book by its cover. It's what attracts you maybe to pick it up when you first look at it. You might read the little bio on the back and think, oh yes, I could be interested. And then the plot starts to unravel in front of you. And then you see the rawness of these women who are amazing. These are perhaps working women juggling husbands, careers, kids, life, diaries, time management, and yet they still have this feeling of being not quite good enough. And I think they're amazing. I don't perhaps really think they know how amazing they are, but it's almost, I'm just not quite good enough. But they have the bravado, the showmanship that they need to when they're in front of you, maybe on a day-to-day basis, but get down to the nitty-gritty, yeah. So I think perhaps the audience can actually see themselves in the people up on stage, and maybe it's okay not to be perfect, we weren't meant to be.